Hey everybody, welcome back to Bespoken. My name is Mike, and I'm here today to talk about two very special bottles that are near and dear to my heart. I had the very fortunate pleasure of meeting another whiskey tuber, Brad Hughes from Brad's Bourbon Reviews. He was in the area and doing picks for barrels, and I reached out to him and I said, "Hey man, any chance I can help you out on your pick team?" And he hesitated not and said, "Yeah, absolutely, let's go." So made the trek down to Southern Grace Distillery, and we got to pick two fantastic barrels. One is a single barrel from Conviction. Fantastic bottle. It's going to be barrel number 847, coming in at 109 proof. Brad named this one. I really hope so. If you want to know the name behind that one, definitely reach out or watch his YouTube channel. He did a February bourbon haul and definitely talked about why he named what he did. Second one is a double oak from Conviction. Also, it's part of their 1929. It's a fantastic bottle. Batch number 1050 coming in at 106.2 proof. This one's called Second Times the Char. Love it. Both of these bottles were bottled after being selected on February 21st, 2026. So it was awesome. We had probably about 35, 40 people there, maybe a little bit more. I wasn't really counting. I was more interested on the whiskey. But yeah, if you ever are in the area, please go check out Southern Grace Distilling. Their Conviction whiskeys. I mean, absolutely fantastic. On top of that, they've got distillery only releases, a bunch of stuff finished in different wine barrels, some experimental stuff. I was fortunate enough on this trip to get a couple other bottles that I'll be talking about in a separate video. But this one is all about Brad, his two barrels that he picked. And I just wanted to shout out Southern Grace Distilling. They're inside of a prison, y'all, so you can get some great merchandise. Like I got this one. Boom, whiskey prison. But yeah, seriously, they're awesome. They treat you like family. I wanted to say thank you to everybody from Thomas and Sebastian, Emily, Zach, Keith, Ben. The list goes on and on. They are outstanding hosts. They put on a fantastic production there, and I learned something. I mean, Conviction was in a prison that got decommissioned by the state in 2011. And as you tour that, you're going to be like, 2011? People were living here in 2010? That's only 16 years ago, and this is a little rough. So yeah, prison's not for the faint of heart. But let's get into it. Let's review these barrels. First, I'm going to review the single barrel. This again, 109 proof. First sip of the day. On the nose, oh man, that's fantastic. I get a nice kind of a darker caramel note up front. I get a little bit of that oak presence. But overall, it's not like it's this overly complex 15, 20-year-old bourbon that's going to give you these crazy notes about like, Persian nutmeg or anything crazy like that. This is bourbon, y'all, and it's meant to be drank. So that said, let's try it on the palate, all right? Yeah. So the sweeter notes right there, right at the front, and it comes through all the way to the finish. You feel it kind of just going through that entire journey, traveling down your throat. It has a little bit of a spice in there, but it's not overpowering. Your predominant note is going to be that caramel, the oak, and then probably that spice is the third. Convictions bourbon comes in at a very interesting mash bill. There's no rye, there's no wheat. It is two notes. It's corn and barley, malted barley, excuse me. I'm going by memory here, but I believe it is 88% corn, 12% malted barley. It's in my notes, and I'll correct it later if I'm wrong with some text on the screen. But that said, you still get, proof. You still get a little bit of heat on this thing. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Knocked out of the park. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back there because I was on that pick team. This was, spoiler alert, the barrel I picked as my number one. I loved it from the get go. The nose is flipping out of this world. Um, I did have the opportunity to try Brad's very first barrel pick, which he raves about, and I have to say it was good. It was better than good. It was fantastic. I don't know if I'd put this one over his very first barrel pick, but I will say it certainly holds up. And he's got a great palate. His and I tend to align a little bit. We like a little bit of a sweeter profile. So in that respect, it's not, 1-to-1. But this was the consensus winner of the barrel pick team, and definitely good. I appreciated it, and thanks again to Brad. So we're gonna move on now. I've got a double oak, and y'all know I'm nothing if not. Well, let's just say I would do some things for some double oaks. You know what I'm saying? So, double oak 1929 straight bourbon whiskey from Conviction's got some fantastic color. Right on the note, you get a sweet oak. I do pick up a little bit of spice on the nose, which is interesting because I didn't get that at all in the single barrel. Um, but yeah, I mean, y'all, I don't know if my camera is going to be good enough to pick this up, but y'all, that's got some legs. It's she viscous, she thick. Uh, so let's try it on the palate there. Cheers. Wow. Um, this is a double oak, and I could tell you it would hold up to a double oak. There is so much wood oak on this palate. There's some spice there too. These have been poured for about 15 minutes or so, so they've aired out. This being my third sip of the day. Math is hard. Uh, this is it's a little bit lower proofer in that single barrel, but I get more spice on the palate that's carrying through to the finish. The wood note I get, though, surprisingly, is very young. It's you walking down a Lowe's or Home Depot lumber aisle and you're smelling that new cut, relatively younger lumber. That's what I get, or it's like I'd be eating one of those 2x4s, which, let's be honest, I don't want to do that. But yeah, that's the sweetness I get on the nose is not transferring fully through on the palate. It turns into more heat. Not a bad expression whatsoever, but it's just different than what you're anticipating sometimes on the nose. Let's try it again. Yeah, consistent. It's a little bit, yeah, definitely like a younger taste and flavor profile than even that single barrel was. Um, if I'm remembering my notes correctly, the double oaks are secondary barreled for around 12 to 18 months. So it's spent additional time finishing in the North Carolina climate in a secondary barrel, and it's picking up a lot of these younger notes. So I wonder if its first barrel life of about 4.5 years needed a little bit longer to kind of give it a deeper, darker profile. Um, I don't hate this at all. Second time's the char, 1,000% accurate. You do get a little bit of char in that very late to mid final palate. Great, great overall flavor. It is not my favorite Conviction Double Oak 1929, however. I've had others that I felt were better, that were just more traditional. This is very oak forward, young oak forward, a lot of char, a little bit of spice or pepper in there. Um, Great easy sipper. Nothing wrong with it, and it's as a double oak, it is a fantastic expression of double oak, just not to my specific profile. Um, anything, if you've seen me on Tortured Bourbon or anything else, you know double oaks are my jam. My absolute favorite being the Old Forester 117 series. They're extra aged and they're extra aged. Both takes on the 1910 that have just been aged longer. I would like to have had this bottle aged just a hair longer. That being said, it did win, and it was my number one choice. There was in this particular pick for the double oak barrels. There were 3 barrels that we picked from, each differing pretty decently in profile, which I thought was interesting. All around the same age and proof. The runner up to the winning bottle almost had a peated note to it, which I actually didn't mind at all. My girlfriend preferred the one with the peated note, which I believe was number 3. She tends to be a Scotch drinker more than a bourbon drinker, if she had a preference. But for me, picking a double oak expression, I'm not going for peat. I'm not going for a smoky essence. I want oak. I want soft, sweeter profile notes. So that's why I chose this particular bottle, and it was the majority winner. Spoiler alert for those that have not been to Brad's channel, he loves this double oak bottle. Absolutely loved it. And to my knowledge, they're sold out at the distillery. The single barrel bottle, I really, really hope so. They had about 20, 25 or so left at the distillery last weekend. So as I film, we're talking about on Saturday, this today being Wednesday. They're fantastic at Southern Grace, y'all. Give them a call, shoot them an email, say, hey, I saw this video on Bespoken, Brad's Bourbon Reviews, about their single barrel pick, barrel number 847. I really, really hope so. Any chance you have any left, they might be able to hook you up. Can't promise anything. It's worth a shot. That being said, want to definitely give some thanks. This being my first barrel pick, we had an awesome time. We met some fantastic, absolutely fantastic people. There was a small bottle share afterwards. Got to try an awesome Infinity blend by Adam. Thank you. That was awesome. Definitely know what you're doing when you do your Infinity bottles. We got to try some just fantastic pours you just don't usually get access to. People brought some great stuff from Texas. Love the Texas funk. It's different, it's polarizing, but I enjoy it. It's a different expression. I mean, look, they don't call me Drain Pour for nothing, y'all, so I'm going to drink these. We got to try 110 proof Woodford. That was a pick out of this world. I tend to be Woodford fan, so that was good. Overall, like I said, awesome group of people. Brad's a genuinely awesome guy. When he was done doing the bottling experience, he stayed, gosh, it had to have been 2 or 3 hours just doing a meet and greet to the public. Free. Didn't charge anything. You just show up. He was going to, sign a bottle. He would personalize it. Shook your hand. I mean, just a nice guy. And let people try some of his private stock. He brought like 4 or 5 bottles of his own, and people could try pours from it. I mean, just the generosity of Whiskey Tube and the community, out of this world. It's my favorite thing. It's why I drink this stuff. I don't drink this stuff because of the taste or the different cost. Lord knows it's not the cost. I'm doing this strictly for the community. Love it. Saved my life, and I credit it every day to that. So when you all are looking for something different, if you want to try a barrel experience, you know what? Reach out to your favorite whiskey tuber. Ask them, hey, you got any barrel picks coming up? Do you need anybody on the pick team? They'll let you know. And don't be afraid to hear no. Okay? Just because somebody says no today doesn't necessarily mean it's a no tomorrow. Find a local bourbon group. My pick that I went on last Saturday when I saw the additional bottles that were still available at the distillery, the local group that I'm a part of went on a pick, and they just put out a call. Anybody that needs to go, they're taking up to 20 people. I was in and I got to go, and hey, spoiler alert, you're going to see a review of a honey barrel finished conviction bourbon. Speaking with Thomas and Sebastian, there were 5 barrels of this, y'all. They released one of them as a distillery only release. Our group, Raleigh Bourbon and Banter, we got to pick one of the remaining bottles. So we're the first ones ever outside of the distillery to get to sample these different barrels and pick one. Super awesome experience. Again, the master distillers, Thomas, Sebastian, they spent their entire time with us. They answered all of the questions that we had, and we had a lot. We're not shy. You get the ear of the master distiller, and you can ask tasting notes, and you can ask preference notes, and you can ask, when is it ready. They're prepared. They're talking. They know that we are in the whiskey verse, and they understand it. They were gracious and phenomenal with their time. Just an out of this world experience, y'all. So please get involved in your local community. And if you don't have a local community, start one, because I promise you there are people in your area that are into whiskey. They're into bourbon. They're looking for people to bond over a pour with. And that's what this is all about. So always, always, always drink responsibly. Don't overdo it, y'all. Health is number one importance. But have fun when you're doing it. Share your experience with others, and be good to one another. Thanks, y'all. Cheers.